going with that tried and true PS2, and it looks like, yep, Samus versus Daisy. Don't really know what you'd expect otherwise, knowing these two specialists. That shield immediately was almost gone.
Luckily, however, LingLing could go ahead and operate without it for a good amount of time, using just those float cancels to apply safe aerial pressure. I don't know that SAX has a ton of tools that he can use to respond to that outside of up B.
Might be his best bet, and hey, theirs is right there, not getting punished quite yet. Look at that, just the delicate pressure from LingLing, kind of poking and prodding, testing to see what SAX does when put under pressure. And definitely, at a player like LingLing's level, you're going to start seeing that data accumulate as the set goes on.
Exactly, already getting the opportunity to punish that tether recovery.
Ooh.
Tries to do so again. SAX forced to use every trick in the toolbook to get out of that situation, but the two side Bs, hip check.
Daisy bomber for days.
If you got it flaunted, and LingLing right now using that hip check to go ahead and force his man to the corner again with that back air.
And the crown as well, sending you to your peril. Team Rocket's blasting off again. SAX down a stock. LingLing starting off with a very impressive run so far.
It felt like SAX was doing a good job trading in neutral, and then LingLing just got into the edge and the game ended.
Peach do that. Well, Daisy rather. The queens, the princesses do it. Princesses just do it better.
Mushroom Kingdom. Like, this is definitely like Mushroom Kingdom privilege. These characters have a ton of sauce. Down tilt into the forward smash, not quite going to clean it up, but SAX, again, how does he actually get back? He's been stuck in the corner for quite a bit of time, but the aggressive forward air, claiming full stage control all of a sudden, then losing it.
That's the power of fighting a good player with a good character.
Yeah, I mean, that up B is like, you have one chance. If this misses, you're going to be in a heck of trouble, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Immediate float in air, just to punish any button from SAX is brutal, to say the least. The bomber getting her back safely. I like that. The run in and dash back grab is a definitely good fear tool and a great mix-up that LingLing's going to have to keep in mind going forward.
Interesting punish option right there with the full forward smash. That does not have a ton of lag on it in that side B from LingLing, so SAX a little bit over-optimistic with that.
Now it's a game. Will that screw attack finally do it? Not quite. LingLing holding on to these stocks.
Yeah, this ain't Smash 4. You ain't killing off the top of that for quite some time.
Now it's just a patient game of, can I please take this stock? Doesn't even get the final hit of screw attack, but you survive barely getting hit. LingLing's looking for blood now.
Oh yeah, this man's looking for a 3-stock with some edge trap pressure, but instead backing off, grabbing a turnip, forcing SAX in.
Ooh, I love just the dancing around SAX as he's just scrambling to find a button, finally getting the dash attack to take it there.
And it's going to be a good tool in this matchup, too. Every time LingLing wants to go ahead and get some float cancels, SAX can just threaten that dash attack. Does good damage and kills.
46% off the bat. I like how SAX is trying to find some footing here, and at the very least, even if he drops his game, which is very likely, given how LingLing is just moving all over the place and getting a good lead, it's good data at the very least. Good data is very important even if you drop a game. LingLing's just taking their time now, just looking for some fun vegetables to end with some stylish maybe.
I mean, real talk, if LingLing gets a special turn-up, or if he gets Mr. Saturn, God forbid, and SAX manages to grab that, that is a comeback tool for this man. Great tech.
That's going to catch, send you to the other side. 158 is a very mighty percentage for sure, and the dash attack will, in fact, take it off the top for LingLing.
Surprising on that one. I could have sworn that SAX was going to be able to survive that, but it looked like just at the verge of killing right there was LingLing's dash attack.
Just barely touching that Palazzo and going past the threshold as SAX finds sweet, sweet relief in death and hopefully finds sweet, sweet redemption in Game 2.
So this matchup feels kind of wonky for Samus because LingLing has shown that those turnips are a phenomenal camping tool. Not only are they a hurt box so that projectiles will flank with them, but you can just go ahead and Z-drop them, fade back with an aerial, and what is Samus actually doing that? You have to commit hard with something like missile or a charge shot, and if you guess wrong, then LingLing will have you.
Now Game 2, no change in stage, maybe a little bit of change in mentality will do SAX a little bit good here as LingLing holds that game in the lead right now and keeping things close, starting off with some aerial pressure, of course, as SAX is looking to respond bit by bit, and they start actually find it in turn.
I dig the up air, just responding to any kind of a full hop attempt by LingLing, but the problem is that didn't really make much out of it. I don't think you have a double jump right there, using it immediately off stage. One down air, didn't go for the second one. SAX. If SAX had gone for the double downer, I think he would have got it. He would have called out that upbeat.
Anything is possible, and he's done that before. Those reversals are devastating if you're not sure they're coming. So now LingLing definitely knows he had the chance, could not quite find that stock, but Hopefully SX can find something here as the deficit. Ooh, even the parry, but not the punish.
I don't know how you punish that move. It's
You
so
don't.
silly. It's so silly where if it's on shield, you pop so far away that, like, unless you have a really good disjoint, it is difficult to get any kind of a solid hit on her.
Imagine not having a disjoint. This post is
Shut
made by
up.
Sortie Gang.
Shut up.
Even SX's projectiles, but you can't really pull them out rip like that off of a parry. But you can do that in a distance like this, creating a wall for LingLing to go around.
That should be a stock? No,
Not
he
quite finding it.
preempted down air right there. Or down tilt, excuse me.
Into the Daisy Bomber coming in back air to seal the stock, and SX is still doing very good for themselves though. Oh, clipping him with the last hit up forward air. That is an even count right now for these two competitors.
Trying to go ahead and use those high projectiles right there to prophecy a jump approach from LingLing, but LingLing, it's so safe. All of his approaches are just so safe in SAX. He's
So
using
difficult.
that up B when he can, but that's the problem is when you start getting predictable with that, LingLing is just going to wait it out and get those punishes.
And that's kind of the weakness right now in SX's game plan is he's taking a lot from what he did versus Waifu Season earlier in bracket and just full screen, just throwing everything your way. It's your job to approach, and he was doing good versus LingLing. But once LingLing closes the distance, it becomes very difficult for SX to just get LingLing off of him.
It just
And
his
that's what's
options are really
happening.
committal, and right now he's getting frozen in shield. LingLing already recognizing that on that platform, SAX does not want to hit a single button.
Ooh, another dare.
Great tether snap. I love that from SAX.
And dash attack, of course, not going to kill this percentage. Getting that charge shot almost to full. Always good to have in the pocket. LingLing off stage now. Going to have to get back. And again, SX's game. I'm just going to sit at a distance as much as I can, but he's starting to close the distance. Now the percentage is higher, and it's getting difficult to find the win con.
Yeah, the kill is always the difficult part with this character. Sometimes you have to rack them up to 150 when, like, dash attack will kill, but LingLing needs none of that. Has that offstage interaction. Just SAX is playing a dance with death right there.
Exactly. Always eat your vegetables, by the way, because that thing tanked a full charge shot.
Exactly. Any hurt box will flank with it, no matter how small. Great
Now,
Z-drop.
LingLing finding bits and pieces here, nothing too substantial. Just trying to find the weaknesses in SAX's armor. Trying to expose the gaps.
Meanwhile, SAX is really thirsting for this kill. We're already
He's
seeing a few
swinging.
more committal options coming out, and so far, not able to land a single strong hit on LingLing. This movement in the air is just so good, using the flow really, really well to space around SAX's options.
And now, of course, Grab's going to do it here. Up throw. Goodbye. Off the top. Star KO for SAX. That's what he's looking for there at that percentage. Gets himself there. And so he does. He's shown that he can get his win cons. He can do well to make LingLing approach, even at somewhat of a deficit. But the problem is this disadvantage state. This is where it becomes so difficult. This is where Peach and Daisy absolutely go nutty.
I'm surprised that down air did not hit.
Back air will hit, though. SAX finding something here and there. LingLing is so commanding, and
No
you
double.
just killed yourself,
No double.
SAX.
Oh.
That's unfortunate. A definite heartbreaker as he was doing so well, but LingLing proving dominance and the top players reign supreme, and that 2-0.
That is always the problem. That's what separates top players from good players, is that top players do not have those unforced errors that can sometimes turn a stock or even a set on their head. And right there, we went from having an even game to SAX just misinputting, and that's all she wrote.
It's a tragic way to go out, but sometimes those things just happen. So, I mean, SX, you're taking notes, and also you still have a great chance in bracket tonight, so ain't no sweat off his brow.
I think that man is a top 8 seed tonight, right?
Ooh, is he? That was a winner's top 32 qualifier. I'm not sure what the seeding is there, so I think he might be just outside of it.
Gotcha.
So he's probably seeded into like 9th to 13th zone, but